Black power to the people. Black power to my people. This is Underground Warrior TV. Your first time coming into my channel, I want you to go ahead and mash up the like, share the video, subscribe to the channel, come into the channel, subscribing to the channel. Also, go ahead and hit the notification bell so you always be in the crosshairs every time I drop one of these videos. Every time I go live, you will get a notification. Black family, what I tell you about a silent war that's waged against black people, an ongoing war that's waged against our people, that's constantly put behind the back burner or overshadowed because of other situations that overshadow black people. What I mean by this, there is a mass pandemic of black youth, teenagers, children being kidnapped, missing in the northern Cleveland areas, and no one is really taking vast attention to this situation as far as a state of emergency. There now has been reported that it has been 1,000 missing teens, children being missing in the Cleveland area. In August of this year, it was reported that 35 children go missing between Cleveland and Akron, other parts of the northern part of Ohio. Black kids are the majority that come up missing. September, 45 missing black teens in September in Cleveland, and no one is taking a very serious look at this situation. The government of the United States, if you're not behind this, how come you're not paying attention and making this a vast priority to look into this? This should be essential intervention should be taken in account of these missing teens, missing black children are missing in Ohio. These world news outlets are reporting what's happening around the globe as it relates to Ukraine, as it relates to the Gaza Strip. But there's a silent war being waged against black people, and we're not paying attention. We're going to have to raise awareness ourselves with our own networks. This is why some black people who don't understand us, that we have to be our own media outlet. Shout outs to black media. We have to tell the story from our side because we are the victims. So what better way to tell your story from a victim point of view? I do not buy into the New Borough Heights Police Chief, John Majoy. Majoy snubbed this incident of this major outpour of black teens and children missing as runaways. He's not really taking a serious look at this, because you know what? I might be called a conspiracy theorist, but I bet you the authorities are secretly letting these things occur as it relates to black people. You got to understand the mandate of America is to keep depopulating black people. That's their mandate. The government of America, see, we docile people. We don't know our enemy. The government of America, since the Henry Kissinger, when he was in power at the secretary, I think he was the Secretary of State. He was part of Homeland Security. His job during the Nixon administration was to keep tab on experiments, how it affects the African American or African people here in America. How did certain things affect us as things they create to commit genocide upon us, such as practicing medicine that would kill us, such as the Tuskegee event, where black men were not treated for the syphilis that they had. The government of America was giving black men syphilis and sat back and watched the syphilis deteriorate black men physically, medically. This was an experiment. So, the mandate of the American government, is to keep depopulating the black people. Ever since Margaret Sanger, it's no mystery and no accident that Margaret Sanger name still is projected to have been head of the Planned Parenthood program that was introduced to the black people to abort the black baby. These are eugenics that are in office in the United States of America government. We just so blind to see that these people are our enemy. Ain't no energy trying to get to the resolution of why so many black young teen and children go missing in Cleveland in northern parts of Ohio. You can't tell me if this was a overlapping pandemic of white Caucasian people or the Palestine people or any other race of people coming up missing, the FBI will be trying to get to the bottom of that situation. If you're not trying to get to the bottom of the situation, that means that you may be part of this program to kidnap, abduct our children in Cleveland and all through northern parts of Ohio. What's going on up there? Something is deep. What's up with the mayor of Akron, Daniel Horrigan? I'm calling out the mayor of Akron. If these kids are coming up missing, why is not you getting in touch with the FBI? Why is it not a mass, not put together a mass search team, nationwide search team to try to find these young teens that are coming up missing? I put it on the mayor. How come he ain't said nothing? What about the governor? The governor of Ohio, Mike DeWine. You got all the resources. The government got the resources to send servicemen all over the United States and then cross seas. But no one sent a task force into Akron and to Cleveland. This is excessive missing reports, and no one is taking heed to this. This is an emergency. This is like a horror movie. What about the mayor of Cleveland? He is a black mayor. Like I told you, the mayors, politicians that's black, they can't do nothing for black people. How come Justin Bieber of Cleveland, a black man, has not spoke out and said anything against that chief? That chief, he knows something. The mayor, these politicians know what's going on with these kids. Keyshawn Williams is who I want to talk about, who go missing in June. I believe he went missing June 17th of this year, 2023. Keyshawn Williams, he has not been seen since he called his family to let them know he was leaving a house party, and somehow he didn't make it. He was the only black teen that had an Amber Alert. He was the only black teen that the government got involved. They need to be more involved. Hey, check out this video.
On the track.
Keyshawn Williams. He vanished nearly 6 months ago. Saturday was the teen's 16th birthday, and despite a reward, he is still missing, along with thousands of other children in Northeast Ohio. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost says finding these missing children is a priority. First at 4, Sia New Yorker live in Cleveland now with ways, Sia, that maybe we can all help.
Nicole, the Ohio AAG says his office is committed to doing their part to find these missing persons, including those missing children. But it's up to everyone to help do their part if we're going to bring them home safely. Saturday, December 9th was Keyshawn Williams' 16th birthday, and the teen should be celebrating, but he's still missing almost 6 months later. His mother and family members heartbroken.
I miss your smile. I want to hear your voice. Keyshawn, if you see this, please come home.
No one knows exactly what happened to the teen after his mother says he attended a party in Slavic Village on June 17th, called her, and never came home. There's been an extensive national search, and Keyshawn's case is this area's longest ever Amber Alert. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost says Keyshawn's case, like all the other missing children, is a top priority. His office maintains the missing persons database.
If it was my kid, I would want every rock turned over looking for him. If it's one child that's missing, that's one child too many.
There is a $22,500 reward for any information about Keyshawn's whereabouts. Investigators tell 19 News they are in constant communication with his family and are hoping he is found. In
are
the
18
meantime,
move out of
Attorney
your
General
house,
Yo says all
that
parents
while they're in
need to
your
be more
house,
involved.
you've got to know what's going on with them, and particularly with their social media, because that's look, the danger isn't lurking in the shrubs. The danger's in the cell phone. It's in the tablet. It's on their computer. You got to know what's going on with them.
Cleveland police tell me there are no updates at this time, but they are actively searching for Keyshawn and remain committed to this investigation. Please call police if you know something.
From Keyshawn. According to the Ohio Attorney General's Missing Children website, in August there have been over 35 missing minors in the greater Cleveland-Akron area. And so far in September, there are over 45. Local law enforcement agencies report missing children to the National Crime Information Center, which then goes to the state's website. Ohio AG Dave Yost says oftentimes there are inconsistencies, like updating reports, which departments like Cleveland Police have omitted to in the past.
Are any of those numbers alarming to you?
Yes, of course we're worried about that. Now, what we know is when we look behind the numbers, some of those represent repeated runaways, and local police have talked about that.
Whether it's repeat runaways, criminal offenders, or even sexual assault evidence kit tracking, Yost says data in Ohio isn't always being entered thoroughly.
All of these things have localized reporting problems that, again, are a function of local conditions. We do our best to encourage compliance and to provide assistance to remove barriers, but at the end of the day, we have to rely on our local partners who we don't control.
Are you fearful there's children that are falling through the cracks?
I'm fearful of all kinds of things that fall through the cracks, including missing children. I rely, though, on the tenacity of a worried parent more than I do a harried bureaucrat whose job it is to put data into a computer.
2 and 1. You ready?
One of those worried parents is Brianna Brown. This year, the mother of 4 started the organization JUMP, which stands for Join Us in Minors Protection, to help bolster support and awareness.
We need to, again, do more. We need to make it a priority. If we make more things like this priority, I feel like we'll be more on top of it, such as updating the website so we can know who's missing. This is our community. We want to know what's going on in our community with our children especially.
Brown hosted a community gathering this month, sharing parenting tips while bringing awareness to the other Northeast Ohio kids beyond Keyshawn that still haven't made it back home.
We had so many missing children. We wanted to prevent this from happening, so we need to buckle down. This is not a matter where we should take it lightly, not at all.
Yo says the state is now working with the University of Toledo to develop an improved statewide data collection and reporting system. But for now, he says continued reporting deficiencies and even search efforts tie back to under-resourced law enforcement.
Law enforcement can't be everywhere, can't see everything. We rely on the people, the population, because we have 11.7 million pairs of eyes out there that can keep an eye out.
For Keyshawn Williams' family, they aren't letting shortages impact them in their search efforts and won't stop until he's found.
Keyshawn, if you're watching this, please come home. We're waiting for you to come home, Keyshawn. You can come home. It's okay.
I reached out to Cleveland Police repeatedly through email for an interview on this topic, and no one was made available.
Hey, you know what I believe? I believe our young brother, Keyshawn Williams, that was 15 years old, that came up missing in June of this year, and all of our black children. I believe that the Attorney General, David Yost, and the black mayor of Cleveland and the mayor of Akron, Daniel Hoagland, I believe, and I truly believe, that they know what's going on with our children. Either The children are being shipped out of the United States from Lake Erie into, they have the export shipping containers. I bet you my bottom dollar, you can call me a conspiracy theorist, that these kids are being relocated either for sex slaves or just slaves in general, or part of an organ harvesting network that the United States of America and all of these cronies in Cleveland know what's going on. You know they have the bar, the export container shipment right there in Cleveland. And I bet you, you can open up some of those containers and you will find black bodies, either alive or dead. I truly believe there's some type of scientific experiment maybe going on with inside Cleveland on black people. See, when they give you these crazy movies, you got to pay attention, like the movie Get Out, where they was tricking black men into white neighborhoods for organ harvesting. These movies be giving you the mindset of the Eurocentric behavior patterns that may be acted out, and you don't know nothing about it. You know nothing about it because you underestimate your enemy's behavior. You underestimate the enemy's wickedness, nature wickedness of itself. So in May of this year, 34 children come up missing. 45 in September, 35 in August. I did a show on this 6 months ago. In the video, it didn't take off. And I've been watching everybody that made a video about the missing children in Cleveland, northern parts of Ohio. They don't really go viral. So y'all got to push this content. Y'all got to push this content. Peace and black power. Mash up the likes, share this video.
On the track.